I arrive at the office before 8. The building is quiet. Only the security guard greets me. I like this moment, before the noise begins. I sit at my desk in the HR department, and open my email. There are already 10 new messages. Some are about employee evaluations. Some are about a training schedule that needs to be updated. I drink my coffee and take a deep breath. Every day feels similar, but I still hope today will be different. I used to believe that my job was too small to matter. I thought I was just another name in the system. But lately, something inside me wants to change that idea. My supervisor, Mr. Lewis, stops by my desk. He smiles and asks if I finished the report about the attendance policy. I say yes, and he nods. He says there will be a new company-wide program to improve performance and motivation. He wants me to help organize the first meeting. It sounds simple, but I know how these things go. Schedules, communication, feedback, approval, it all takes time. Still, I agree. I tell myself, this is a chance to show what I can do. At lunch, I sit with 2 colleagues from accounting. They talk about deadlines and budgets. I mostly listen. I notice how confident they sound when they speak about their projects. I wonder why I never sound that way. In the afternoon, I start working on the presentation for the new training program. I create slides about employee engagement and teamwork. I use bright colors and clear graphs. I want it to look professional. While working, I realize I actually enjoy designing something that will help people learn. When I finish, I send the file to Mr. Lewis. A few hours later, he replies with some feedback. He says, the slides are clear but too long. He suggests I simplify the structure and focus on the main objectives. I feel a little embarrassed. I spent hours on those slides. But he is right. I tend to add too many details because I want everything to be perfect. That night at home, I open my laptop again. I rewrite the presentation. I remove half of the text and make the layout cleaner. When I finish, it looks better. Simpler, but stronger. I smile. It feels good to improve something. The next morning, I arrive early again. I print the revised slides and prepare the meeting room. Chairs, projector, water, notepads. I check everything twice. Mr. Lewis arrives with the managers from different departments. I stand by the door, nervous but ready. He introduces the program, and then invites me to explain the schedule. My voice shakes at first, but I keep talking. I describe the goals, the activities, the evaluation plan. When I finish, I see a few people nodding. Some take notes. It feels like a small victory. After the meeting, one of the managers comes to me. She says the program sounds practical and well organized. Her words make me feel light. For the first time, I think maybe I am good at this job. Over the next few weeks, I manage the training sessions. I coordinate with trainers and employees. There are always small problems. Someone forgets to sign in. A projector stops working. A document is missing. But I handle them one by one. I learn that solving small issues quickly makes a big difference. I start to receive more emails from other departments, asking for HR support. People call me by name now. Before, I used to be invisible. Now they say, "Can you help us with this policy?" Or "Can you check this schedule?" It feels nice to be needed. One day, Mr. Lewis asks me to join a meeting with the director. I panic a little. I have never spoken directly to her before. During the meeting, they discuss employee satisfaction. Mr. Lewis mentions my work on the new program. The director looks at me and asks about the results. I explain that participation increased by 25%, and that feedback from employees was positive. She smiles and says, "That's impressive." After the meeting, I walk back to my desk in disbelief. I replay her words in my mind. "That's impressive." I almost laugh, because it feels unreal. That night, I call my best friend, and tell her what happened. She laughs and says,
"See? You just needed to believe in yourself."
I know she is right, but it took me a long time to understand that belief comes from action, not words. A few days later, an email arrives from the HR director of our regional office. They want someone from our team to attend a workshop in another city. Mr. Lewis forwards it to me and writes,
"You'd be great for this."
I hesitate. Traveling alone makes me nervous. But I know this is another chance. So I reply yes. The workshop is about employee engagement strategies. There are people from different companies, all sharing ideas. During a group discussion, I speak about our recent program. I use the same simple words I practiced. To my surprise, people listen carefully and take notes. One of them asks for a copy of my slides. I feel proud. When I return to the office, Mr. Lewis asks how it went. I tell him it was inspiring. He smiles and says,
"You've grown a lot since you started."
His comment stays with me all day. The next few months move fast. I take on more responsibility. I help plan the annual performance review process. I assist in hiring interviews. I write new HR guidelines. Sometimes I feel tired, but I also feel capable. I no longer avoid challenges. I look for them. One afternoon, while reviewing resumes, I think about how far I've come. I remember my first day at this office. I was afraid to speak up. I worried about making mistakes. Now I still make mistakes, but I handle them. I learn from them. I realize growth doesn't happen all at once. It happens in small moments, when you stay late to finish a report, when you admit an error and fix it, when you give feedback, instead of staying silent. Those moments build confidence. A few weeks later, the company announces its Employee Appreciation Day. I don't expect anything. But during the event, my name is called. I receive a certificate for dedication and improvement. Everyone claps. I walk to the stage, my hands shaking. I thank them, and look at Mr. Lewis. He nods proudly. When I return to my seat, I feel something warm inside. It's not just happiness. It's recognition of who I have become. That evening, as I leave the office, I pass by the reflection in the glass door. I look at myself and smile. I remember how ordinary I used to feel. Now, I am still the same person, but I see myself differently. I used to think outstanding people were born that way. But now I know they are made. Made by effort, mistakes, patience, and persistence. I walk to the train station with light steps. The city is busy, but I don't feel lost in it anymore. I feel part of it. Tomorrow will be another busy day. More emails, more deadlines, more reports. But now I see them as opportunities, not problems. Every task is a chance to practice being better than yesterday. And that, I think, is what outstanding really means. A few days after the event, I find a thank you card on my desk. It is from a new employee who joined last month. She writes that the orientation program helped her feel comfortable in her new role. She says she appreciated how patient I was when she had questions about the company policy. I read her words twice and feel a quiet sense of pride. It is a small card, but it means a lot. Later that week, Mr. Lewis asks if I can lead the next orientation session. I agree without hesitation. A year ago, I would have worried about speaking in front of a group. Now I look forward to it. I prepare a clear outline, print handouts, and set up the meeting room myself. When the session begins, I see a mix of nervous faces. I remember being one of them, not so long ago. I tell them about our values, our culture, and the importance of teamwork. I also share a few lessons from my own experience. I remind them that mistakes are normal, and that feedback is not criticism but guidance. I see them relax, and some even smile. At that moment, I realize that leadership is not about giving orders. It is about giving people confidence. After the session, one of the new hires tells me she wants to work in HR someday. I laugh and tell her it is both challenging and rewarding. She says she can tell that I love my job. That simple comment stays with me all day. In the evening, I walk out of the building and watch the sunset behind the office towers. The glass windows reflect the orange light, and the city hums with traffic and energy. For a moment, I think about how fast life moves. A year ago, I would have rushed home, tired and worried about tomorrow. Now I pause. I breathe. I feel grateful. I still have goals to reach. I still want to learn more about management, about people, about communication. But I no longer feel like I am behind. I am simply moving forward, step by step. Every email I send, every report I write, every conversation I have, it all adds up. The next morning, I arrive early again. I make a cup of coffee and open my laptop. There are new assignments waiting, new challenges to solve. I feel ready. I look around the office and see not just desks and computers but stories, ambitions, and effort. I used to think success was something distant, something big and dramatic. Now I understand it can also be quiet. It can be the calm you feel after doing your best. It can be the smile you give yourself at the end of a long day. I type the first email of the day and press send. The screen reflects a small but confident smile. I whisper to myself, keep going. Because from ordinary to outstanding is not a single moment. It is a choice I make every day.